Hey guys, I'm Eve. This is Celine. This is Saturday. And this is Thrill. Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at Thrill. Got requested last week to do a walkthrough for you guys. Let's get cracking. So Thrill is a kind of cinematic tension instrument for sound design. The great thing about Thrill as well, even though it's a performance instrument, it's not strictly an instrument because the MIDI only triggers the sound. So the sound engine is based on two identical sound generators, and both of these are called thrills. You've got your left thrill and you've got your right thrill. And both of your thrills contain a combination of samples and effects. So Thrill uses a combination of different instruments. If I look to my left side, this sound is called adrenaline. On my right, I've got massive strings. Now there's multiple ways that you can search for your sounds. The sounds are split into two groups. You've got atmospheres and then you've got clusters. So if you click the top left, that gives you access to the atmosphere or cluster library. Up here you've got atmosphere and then a list of all your different atmospheres, and the same for clusters. You can also search just underneath where you can see the word adrenaline, and it's got two little arrows next to it. If I click on adrenaline, it's going to bring me into the menu of sounds, which are broken down into subtypes. So the other way that you can look for sound is in the source menu. To get to the source menu, you come down here to these four icons underneath the XY control, and you click on the waveform, and that's going to bring you to the source of each sound on either side. If I want to change those sounds, I just click on the icons, and once again that will bring me back to the sub library so I can hone in on the sounds I want. So with the XY axis, if you move the cursor to the Y axis, this gives you control over the actual thrill factor. For instance, if I start down here and then start moving up, you'll hear the intensity start increasing. It's so good. Now if I move along to the X, that's basically going to combine the two instruments. Okay, so it's starting to get really intense now. And then if I start moving it up, it's going to increase in intensity, combining both instruments. And the effects are on both instruments. Endless fun. Also, on the left and right of each thrill, you have two lines and a dot in between. What this does is it can help you control the amount of thrill that you're using. So you can press and hold on your cursor and drag the top line up or down, and the same with the bottom one. Down the bottom here, you can see if I click on the name, I can adjust each thrill individually. And over here, this button will control the volume of the thrill. Okay, so if I press and hold on the actual button, move it left or right, I'm controlling the volume of each individual thrill. If I click and hold on the arrows next to the knob, you'll see a cyan line go around the button or the knob. What that is doing is controlling the modulation of the thrill. At the bottom left, next to the name of the sound, you'll see three little lines. What this does, it gives you a randomize feature. If you click on that, you can then choose how you want the source sounds to randomize, whether you choose narrow, wide, dense, sparse. When you click on it, then you know that it's activated. It will glow up cyan. If it's not activated, it will be grayed out. If I click the little dice icon, it will just randomize it between all of them. So in the randomize menu on the top, you have an arrow to undo. Once you click undo, a redo arrow appears on the opposite side. Once you close the randomize feature, make sure you're happy with what you've done because it will lose the randomized data. So you have to open it and select your sounds again. Down here you have four icons. The house is obviously your main page. If I click on the waveform, this is going to bring us to the source page to allow us to go deeper into each sound individually. If I click on the next one along, it's going to bring us to the effects for each of these sounds. If I click on the crown, this is going to allow us to change like the dynamics and EQs and stuff. Let's go back to the main page. Now, if I click on the waveform so that I can start going into that specific thrill, I can see that it's made up of two different individual sounds. One is the rushed strings 2 and bends up and down. I can click on either of those icons to turn one or the other off, and also they can be changed as well. So not only can you turn them on or off, if you want a different sound to blend, you can click on that and change it. So let me get some percussion, and now you can see the image up here has changed. You've got 3 different sections under the mix, which is full, close and ambient. The full selects a mixture of microphone sources. Close selects a mix that concentrates on a close mic source, and then ambient, which is mics that are placed further away. If you want to change the tune of each sound, you can see at the bottom here, underneath the mix sections for each individual sound of that thrill, you will have a little mixing icon, which we're already on. If I click on the tuning fork, that allows you to change the pitch and spread. If I click along to the waveform type thing, that's your envelope. So you can control your attack, release, decay, sustain, and so on and so forth. The one next to that is your blend icon, which allows you to choose how much you want to blend each instrument within that thrill. So you want more strings in that particular sound, then you can choose how you blend it, how you layer it. So I'm gonna change the layer. What it does is it changes the modulation delay of when that instrument will come into the sound. So this is originally what it was sounding like, and if I just change the layer on that, completely changes the sound. And then as I move my XY, I can bring it back in. And then bring it back out. I'm going to add those in. So with the layer change on my left thrill and then combined with the right thrill as well, we get this. So the section next to the layer is your crossfade. The crossfade will fade the 2 different instruments within that thrill. So if I press the original sound and then click on the crossfade, so this is a top crossfade, and then I'm going to intensify the sound. It's so good. Alright, now I'm going to change the crossfade to the bottom one. Okay. And now, as I bring the XY control up, you hear those kind of percussion sounds come in as it intensifies rather than at the beginning. And then we can go back to our hum of excitement and thrill. Okay, so that's Thrill. I hope you've enjoyed it. If there's anything that you want me to cover, any expansion packs or instruments you'd like me to do a walkthrough on, please leave your comments below. Also, follow me on Facebook and Insta, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Peak Music UK. You used to give me roses, I wish he would again, but that was on the outside, and things were different then.